Hello, and welcome to the Miraculous Fanworks YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to share some amazing writing prompts that server members have posted in the Writing Prompts channel. These prompts have earned enough star reactions in the channel to be shared by all of our social media accounts. So with that in mind, let's get started. Before we begin, do you like how we're doing? Let us know by hitting the like and subscribe buttons below. Comments are also very much appreciated. Our first prompt is by DFC Fanfics. Adrian's finally figured out the perfect way to confess his feelings to Marinette. Their classmates are there as witnesses. He has a poem prepared and a bouquet of buttercups and a handmade gift and at precisely the wrong moment, Lila cuts in with a catty remark. "You shouldn't bother with that one, you know," she sneers. "Your father's made sure that you and I will spend our private time together. So why not admit that you're attracted to me?" Adrian blinks, then stares hard at Lila. "Lila," he begins, "you're a beep." Every head in the room rolls towards him. Marinette wasn't even sure that Adrian knew that word. "I beg your pardon?" Lila sputters. "You're a beep, and a beep, and a complete and utter bleep," he continues, the calm expression on his face contrasting with the venom emerging from him. "Why are you even in this class anyway? You show up whenever the bleep you feel like it. You bleep up everything you touch. Nothing comes out of your mouth except for bleep and bleep. And you smell like a dead cow's bleep. Furthermore," he barks out, "you have two choices. Sit the bleep down and shut the bleep up, or I will ensure that even my father's digital version of me will never speak to you again. Unless it's to call you a bleep, 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 bleep." Silence fills the room. Lila spends the next 20 minutes staring aimlessly into space, processing what just happened. Marinette watches in awe, with little hearts shooting out her ears, as Adrian follows Miss Boustier's direction to the principal's office. On the way out, Nino tells him, "Worth it, dude." "Totally freaking worth it," Adrian grins. Our next prompt is by 11JJ11. "Ladybug. Call me Ladybug," Marinette says to the camera, but then her yo-yo began to ring. She picked it up and read the following message. "The hero name, Ladybug, is already taken by a previous holder. The hero names Ladybug 382 and Ladybug 274 are available, however. Or an alternate universe where holder names are like usernames." Our next prompt is by Mr. Dr. Poppers. Alternate universe where Marinette is raised in China and moves to France for high school. Adrian, who's been entirely homeschooled, gets the opportunity to attend Francois Dupont to help a young girl learn French, while translating for her in the meantime. This prompt is by Taiwaz. Crack fic. Characters in universe have access to this Discord. Hawkmoth becomes convinced that the Foobot is, like Markov, sentient. He injects malicious code that autocorrects Bunnix to Bunnix and Ryuku to Ryuku to try to get Foobot upset enough to akumatize. To everyone's surprise, it works. Here's a prompt by Seas of Silver. Adrian had prepared a most perfect date for Ladybug, only for it to be completely ruined. He had used his power much earlier than Ladybug, so when the battle was over, he quickly ducked into an alleyway and detransformed, only to come face to face with his spotted partner a moment later. She had been confused by his presence, while he panicked about it if she saw him transform. And when she went to question him, he blurted, "Do you want to go out with me, Ladybug?" By the some grace of God, she accepted. So he worked hard to make sure the date was far more worthy of her than his asking her out the way he did. No such luck. To make matters worse, he knew his lady valued secrecy, a fact he had accounted for in his plans, and he tried to ensure that their first date would be uninterrupted, just them, but when it all went awry, the entirety of Kitty Section saw his lovely plans fall to shambles. For some reason, all band members had regarded him with a heavy sort of look, like he had failed something and missed the memo about it. That was only yesterday. Now he leaned back against his locker, rubbing the temples of his forehead, hoping the growing headache would dissipate. "I'm so sorry, Marinette," came Rose's voice from the other side of the lockers. "I was really rooting for you two." "Rose, it's okay." "No, it's not," Rose cut off. "You've loved him ever since he came to school, and I know he has feelings for you too, so I have no idea why he's dating Ladybug." "Rose, But don't worry, Marinette. The girls and I are going to cheer you up. We checked with your mom and dad and with Miss Boostier, and they said you don't have anything on after school. So this afternoon is for the girls, okay? And don't worry. Chloe, Sabrina, and Lila aren't coming. Julika doesn't like her either for some reason. And Aya's made sure Nino will keep Adrian far away from us today, okay? Adrian felt gutted. What had he done to hurt Marinette? Our next prompt is by a code. Father, this was the one day I had reserved in my schedule for months. The one day I told you I was absolutely not available for anything. You need to decide what's more important, Adrian. Your responsibilities or your so-called friends. That is not a choice you want to force me to make, Father. Our next prompt is by Emma Lelis. Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Hawkmoth unite to fight a lawsuit against a new brand of cereal called Miraculous Flakes. Its commercials featured wildly flanderized versions of Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Hawkmoth stealing the cereal from each other in a never-ending cycle. They're all deeply offended. Here's a prompt by Lady Anna 50. Adrian has been enjoying his newfound freedom, since his father is too busy with villain activities and Natalie is no longer Gabriel's devoted servant. One of his highlights is joining the Dupan Changs for a meal. When food-loving Tom finds out how Gabriel frequently expects Adrian to eat alone and doesn't really honor the concept of a family meal, he loses it and gets akumatized into Were-Dad again. Only this time, Adrian and Marinette are trapped in his protective prison, and Gabriel is his main target. Gabriel has made a big mistake, especially when he finds that he can't recall the Akuma as Tom's fury is too powerful. Our next prompt is by Blue Star of the South. In a world where Gabriel Agast is not Hawkmoth, Hawkmoth is, instead, someone totally unrelated. Adrian's father is still rather emotionally distant and physically absent. He is also an absolutely massive fan of superheroes, stemming from comic books he read when he was younger. Just ignore the massive collection of comics in his library. He'll insist those are for Adrian. Being the fanboy man that he is, he quickly puts his mind to work on uncovering the identities of Paris's heroic duo. He's smart, he's rich, he can help out if he knew who they were. If only he could work out how to get past that stupid quantum masking, he could do so much with the knowledge of their identities. Well, with his cunning mind and his determination, and the fact that he happened to see Adrian transform one day, he did eventually work out Cat Noir's identity. And he couldn't be prouder. So, of course, he does what any logical parent would do in this situation. Invite Adrian down the massive lair that he has under their home. There's a really long story about why he has that. And offers it to Adrian as a headquarters for the heroes of Paris in the war against Hawkmoth. This actually ends up working rather well, besides the occasional akumatization. And Adrian and Gabriel end up spending a lot of time together, working on new plans to fight Hawkmoth, building an information network that they can use, establishing a comm system so that Gabriel acts as mission control, plotting ways for Adrian to win Ladybug's heart. Gabriel, as it turns out, is not romantically inclined, and as such, his advice was less than helpful at times, and just generally rebuilding their relationship. AKA, that one fic where Gabriel is the Alfred to Adrian's Batman, and it saves their relationship. Our next prompt is by Snoopy the Destroyer. An Akuma traps Marinette into Adrian's smartphone. When Adrian realizes what's wrong, he can't risk becoming Cat Noir while leaving his phone behind because he can't risk Marinette being in danger. He must deal with the fact that Marinette will be with him 24/7. She can even talk to him through his screen like she's his voice assistant, but as a real person, which is really cool. Not for Marinette, but Adrian doesn't know Marinette likes him that way for it to be a concern. Do you have a miraculous writing prompt in mind and want to share it with the fandom? Your prompt could potentially be written by writers on the server and can also be featured on our Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube accounts. Join the Miraculous Fanworks Discord server and drop your prompts into the Writing Prompts channel. The link can be found in the description below. Want exclusive insights into upcoming server events and news? How about access to our VIP channel and a special role in the server? Or maybe a physical copy of a vinyl sticker sent to you each month? Interested? Check out our Patreon for more information. And don't forget to stay miraculous.